56 missions. That is the number of times humanity has pointed something at Mars and said, go. Rockets, landers, rovers, orbiters, 56 attempts across 64 years. And when I mapped every single one, every launch date, every destination, every outcome, a pattern appeared that nobody had ever shown me in school. Not in any textbook, not in any documentary. Because the story of Mars exploration is not the story of triumph they put in the highlights reel. It is the story of a planet that did not want to be found, and what we eventually found anyway changes everything. The year is 1960. The Soviet Union builds two spacecraft, Marsnik 1, Marsnik 2. Both fail before leaving Earth's orbit. Nobody outside the Soviet government knows this happened for 30 years. 1962, 3 more attempts, all 3 fail. 1964, America tries. Mariner 3, lost in space 4 hours after launch. 1969, 2 more Soviet missions, both destroyed during launch. 1971, the Soviets finally reach Mars. Mars 2 crashes into the surface. Mars 3 lands, transmits for 20 seconds, then goes silent, forever. When I mapped just this first decade, the picture was not exploration, it was a graveyard. 18 missions, across 10 years, nearly all of them failures. And here's the number that stopped me cold when I found it. Of every spacecraft ever sent to Mars, more than half never completed their mission. More than half. We call Mars the red planet. The people who study mission failure rates have another name for it. They call it the Mars curse. In 1965, Mariner 4 flew past Mars and took 22 photographs. 22. The entire planet. 22 images. Scientists had waited years for this moment. Some believed Mars had canals, vegetation, seasons, perhaps life. The photographs showed craters, just craters, a dead, cold, airless surface that looked more like the moon than any living world. The mood in the scientific community was described at the time as deflating. They had dreamed of one planet. The camera showed them another. But here's what I found when I mapped what came next. The deflation lasted about a decade, because in 1976, Viking 1 landed, and the first image it sent back from the surface of another planet looked like a desert, not a moonscape, a desert, with rocks and dust and a horizon. For the first time in human history, we were standing on another world and looking at it, not flying past, not crashing into it, standing on it. Viking ran biology experiments designed to detect life. The results came back, and the scientists argued for 40 years about what they meant. Some said positive, some said contamination. Nobody agreed. The question was never fully resolved. It still has not been. In 1997, a small rover the size of a microwave oven rolled off a lander and drove 20 meters across the Martian surface. Its name was Sojourner. People watched it live on the internet. The first time in history that humans watched a machine explore another planet in real time. The NASA website received 500 million page views in 1 month, in 1997, on dial-up internet. But it was not Sojourner that changed everything. It was what came after. 2004, Spirit and Opportunity Land. They were designed to last 90 days. Spirit lasted 6 years. Opportunity lasted 15 years, on a planet 40 million miles away, powered by sunlight, talking to us every single day. And what did they find? Rocks shaped by water, minerals that only form in the presence of liquid water, shorelines, ancient shorelines, on a planet that has no ocean. Mars had water, not a little water, oceans of it. 3 billion years ago, when life on Earth was just learning to be more than bacteria, Mars had rivers, it had lakes. According to the data, it may have had a northern ocean larger than the Arctic, a warm, wet world. And then, something happened. The magnetic field collapsed. The atmosphere was stripped away by solar wind. The oceans evaporated. The rivers dried, and Mars became what we see today. The question that nobody in the mainstream says out loud: if Mars had all of this, where did the life go? In 2012, a rover the size of a car was lowered onto the Martian surface by a crane, a flying crane, hovering in the Martian sky, held by cables. The engineers called the landing sequence the 7 minutes of terror, because it took 7 minutes for the signal to reach Earth, and by the time they heard whether it had worked, it was already over. Either it landed or it didn't, and they would not know which for 7 minutes. It landed. Curiosity has been driving across Gale Crater ever since, 13 years, And what it found in those 13 years changed the conversation permanently. Organic molecules, complex carbon-based chemistry, the building blocks of life, preserved in ancient rock for 3 billion years, and methane. The Martian atmosphere pulses with methane that should not be there. Methane breaks down quickly under ultraviolet radiation. The fact that it keeps appearing means something is producing it, constantly, geologically, possibly, biologically, possibly. Nobody has ruled it out. In 2021, a rover landed in Jezero crater, a crater that was once a lake. Its name was Perseverance, and it brought something no Mars mission had ever brought before, a drill. Perseverance is collecting core samples, tubes of Martian rock, sealed, labeled, waiting. A future mission, currently planned for the early 2030s, will land on Mars, collect those tubes, and bring them back to Earth. For the first time in history, we will hold Mars in our hands. We will put it under a microscope, and we will ask, directly, with the best instruments our civilization has ever built, was anything ever alive here? The samples are already waiting, sitting on the surface of Mars right now. As you watch this, when I finish mapping every mission, every launch, every failure, every photograph, every discovery, I sat with the full picture for a long time, 56 attempts, more than half lost, and yet, we found the building blocks of life. We found the remnants of oceans. We found organic chemistry sealed in rock for 3 billion years. We found methane that has no obvious explanation. We found a planet that used to be something else entirely, and we are weeks away, in cosmic terms, from holding its soil in our hands and finally asking the question that has haunted the species since the first human looked up at that red dot in the night sky and wondered, are we alone? Mars has known the answer for 3 billion years. We are finally close enough to ask. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.